Dudes and dudettes, it is I, LL here as always, and today I'm going to be sharing my top 7 coins that I'm currently accumulating for, and these are all short-term investments that I'm very bullish on, and by short-term I kind of mean this year, and yes, some of them can be holded for a longer time, but in my opinion, these specific 7 coins are going to be seeing some short-term gains for those who are interested in them. And let's get started without further ado, and the first one is pretty obvious, and that is Ethereum. And a quick rundown here for those who haven't seen my videos previously, and there's, by the way, the triple halving video, which I'm going to link in the corner. So basically, Ethereum is going through a hard fork next month in September. I believe it's going to be happening on week 2 or week 3. And basically what will happen, we will be transitioning out of proof of work, and we're going to be going into proof of stake. And also there's going to be a triple halving, meaning that currently we are mining roughly around 13,000 Ethereum per day. And we're going to be having a 90% emission on that. So we're going to be roughly seeing 1,200 Ethereum created per day. After the update, plus obviously we're going to have deflation on the network on a daily basis on the transactions, so it's very likely throughout September and the next month after we're going to be seeing negative days when we're going to having deflation on Ethereum supply rather than inflation. And this will basically mean that currently Ethereum is facing 4.5% inflation rate per year roughly, and it will transition to 0.5%. In comparison, Bitcoin is having 1.7% inflation rate as of right now. So it's going to be inflating 3 times less than Bitcoin after this update. And obviously I have predicted that there's going to be either a new Ethereum dominance record or Bitcoin dominance is going to be going all-time low. Flippening can basically happen as well, but we have to see. But I'm very bullish on Ethereum for real. And this is not only reason why you should accumulate Ethereum. The second reason being the hard fork Ethereum PoW, meaning Ethereum Proof of Work, and Justin Sun, well, not the most respected person in this movement, but he's basically alongside with some other miners wanting to create a hard fork. And this means, just like in Bitcoin, when Bitcoin split into Bitcoin Cash, there is going to be creation of 2 chains coexisting at the same time, meaning that when we're going to be transitioning into proof of stake, Ethereum is obviously going to be existing normally, but there's also going to be Ethereum PoW. So for example, if I hold 10 Ethereum right now, that Ethereum is also going to be cloned into Ethereum PoW, which is currently trading at roughly on $80. So you're going to be having, with 10 Ethereum, going to be having $800 worth of free money basically. And you know, it was around like $30 at some point, and what has even peaked at $140. Also, they're going to be removing the ape 1559, and that is basically the patch that basically burns Ethereum on transactions. In a lot of ways, guys, this is obviously a cash grab for miners to make more money, because the hashing power has to go somewhere. And one of the things we're going to be getting in a second, obviously, but this is going to be a short-term investment. I'm likely going to be dumping 95% of Ethereum PoW on release. I don't know which exchanges are going to be supporting it. There might be some bridges, yada yada yada, but fundamentally, like, this is just a free airdrop for us people. So you definitely want to be holding your Ethereum until the timestamp is taken, which I don't know when exactly that is. Is it meaning that it's going to be happening in July or happened already in July? That is kind of unclear, because I was not able to find an answer to that. If somebody knows, please let me know. But this is free money, guys, and if the timestamp is going to be taken in future, this is definitely something to accumulate more Ethereum for. Okay, oops. Now let's move into the next project, and there's a couple of articles about the Ethereum PoW and what exactly it's trying to do here and everything. It's interesting, and how it will rival against Ethereum Classic as well, which is the next project I want to talk about here, because Ethereum Classic has been already hacked twice. There's not once, twice, thrice, 3 times. It has been suffered 51% attack. Now, after the Ethereum ceases to exist, the miners are going to be going somewhere. Ethereum PoW could be one of those. And remember that a lot of people use ASIC machines, and you can't just change the ASIC machine to mine Bitcoin, because that's not how the algorithm is basically tweaked. So people are kind of limited in their options. I think Ethereum Classic is probably the best bet you can have, and I've been actually mining this. I'm not saying you should buy necessarily Ethereum Classic. It's very good to mine it right now, and also it's not that bad of an idea to buy it a bit. Not a hard investment, but it could definitely see it already has doubled, like in this month, or last month it actually doubled. So I got into the mining very early, so I managed to get ETC at a very, very good price. But fundamentally, like ETC, even though I hate the project, I think it's really bad. There has been an announcement that they are going to be getting a 10 million investment from Antpool, which is obviously big ASIC machine company. So they want to have the PoW going on because that's how they make money. That's their business model. So they're going to be pumping money into ETC to basically make Ethereum Classic more relevant and maybe go up in price again. And if you look at the price, it's 38 bucks, and from its all-time high, it's still like 78% down. I mean, I think this is a massive valuation, which is very off still, but idea of it going to $100 during the next month is not out of touch, or at least 70, or at least doubling from here. I think is definitely plausible because it's going to be more attractive investment because it's a lot more secure after the hashing power comes, and it's going to be much more harder to do 51% attacks as more miners come in. But ETC is a kind of like a mess of a project, but still people keep pumping it, and there's obviously institutions who hold ETC from their Ethereum time, so they have like financial angles why they want to pump this shitcoin. But just saying that it's possibility that it's going to go up. Next up we have Luna or Terra Classic, and the thing is with this coin, it's a meme coin at this point, but that they are going to be pushing in Q3, so in 2 months or something, or maybe in Q4, an update which will introduce 1.2% burn on every transaction, which is split into going into ecosystem funds and things like that. But the reality is like 0.35% burn on every transaction. And this is going to be like burning the supply so much that it might go back into tenth of a cent or 100th of a, well, tenth of a cent or 1 cent with this burn update is not totally out of question. Also, exchanges like Binance and others have expressed that they might be going along with it, yada yada yada. So they might introduce also in their exchanges inherent burns for the Terra Classic. So there's going to be a much more continuous burn on Terra Classic from now on, and I don't think that's a bad thing. And as long as that patch goes through, it's definitely, and this is by the not a static number, they can change it afterwards too. But as long as people are going to be doing transactions, buying NFTs, and interacting with the current dApps, there's also exchanges which are going to be allocating the fees in the burning. There's a lot of like grassroots level going on with the Terra Classic, and I feel like it can raise that same Shiba Inu momentum right now, and it's so cheap right now. So it's like, okay, how low it can basically go from here with the burn is kind of questionable. But there are some aspects which I don't like, one being that they are bringing back the stable coins USTC, and I'm not very excited about that idea. But if it's going to be bringing more burn, I'm into that. But I'm definitely not going to be buying or recommending any Terra stable coins on Classic or on the Terra 2 even, which by the way is probably going to be outperformed by Terra Classic, just a hunch. But let's move on. So now we have actually a project that is a bit more lower cap, and that is Mina. I remember doing back in 2019 our video about this. Back then you could have acquired this coin very, very cheap, and right now it is cheap too because it's 90% down from its all-time high. We are at 96 cents, and I believe it was at $9. Okay, almost 10 bucks. You could argue that it was a bit overvaluated given to the supply and everything, but fundamentally, Mina is going through many updates in September, including a bridge, token creation. You can see like a lot of these things and updates here. non-native token supports. That's what I was just talking about. So and this also is happening very soon. So a lot of updates in store for Mina. Really easy to buy. Maybe tomorrow or day after I will be doing a Mina staking tutorial for you guys. And you know, they are promising something very radical as their product. It just, we have to see whatever they're able to deliver on it. But like the pitch line is kind of revolving around like was it 24 kilobyte like blockchain? Yeah, 12 gigabyte, not gigabyte but kilobyte size. So this is insanely scalable. And you know, you understand other blockchains are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Obviously the size is getting much more cheaper. This could even be 22 MB, and it still would be like radically very, very great idea. And I don't know, who knows, they may be able to increase this sum in the future if there's any need for it. But Mina is like one of those new level blockchains which are a bit older, but it's still kind of like very fresh technology that could play a very, very big part in the future. And I do like the price valuation right now. It's cheap to get in, and I'm definitely going to be buying more of it. Next up we have Elrond, which is kind of like a similar situation where I think it's quite down from its all-time high. That's always something that I'll look into as, am I buying at the top? Am I buying at the bottom? And Elrond is going through governance update in this quarter. It actually has been going up significantly actually in the last 1 day or even 7-day chart. But when you put it into year to date, it's quite down, or actually going into all. We were at like a crazy valuation of like $500 or something for Elrond here, and you know, we're so much down from that number. Let's you know, verify the number again here, how much we're down. 87% down from all-time high. I think this is a very affordable, you know, not too long ago this coin was 13 cents. I mean, Elrond probably made a lot of millionaires, but their DeFi ecosystem, they haven't even started their marketing yet. So I think Elrond is one of those good positions to get into right now. I think you're not buying exactly at the very bottom, but you're not definitely buying from the very top either. So I think there's a lot of room to grow in terms of Elrond for its price, and I can see it become a rank 20 coin in the future. But that's not something that you also want to think about. Now Cardano, I thought I would be adding this here on the list to kind of have more options in case people want to you know, invest in multiple coins. Cardano is not going to be seeing a significant jump, but they're going to be deploying the Vassal hard fork, which has been already delayed. And basically what it does is, well, it makes transactions cheaper. I think the alleged number was 10%. Now it doesn't sound very much, but when you actually take everything, all the numbers together, Cardano does have like pretty high transaction costs. Like I was listing my NFTs yesterday, listing cost and delisting cost for NFTs was 1.5 ADA. So even though it's like, okay, that's only like $1 or something, but fundamentally that's quite a lot compared to what Cardano is supposed to do and what other competition are giving, like sub 1 cent you know, transactions. So Cardano definitely needs this type of update to basically curve down the costs of using the main network before they're going to be launching the Ouroboros or whatever it's called. So this Vassal hard fork is definitely going to be good. There's going to be some Plutus 2.0, which is something to do with smart contracts. So it's going to be a really good update, and definitely very much hoped. Probably 20-30% rise on Cardano price due to it. More closer to the release date is expected, but I don't think it's going to be going back to above $1, but who knows, it may happen. And as a last thing here, we have Monero, which also is having hard forks. So I think these hard forks are important to look into because sometimes they can have impact on the tokenomics or just general scalability. But with a lot of these older coins, even Bitcoin, there's bad marketing when it comes to the updates. So I only recently heard about this Monero update, like literally today, which is taking place on August 13th. That is in 3 days as I'm making this video. And it has some pretty impressive stuff on it. So basically lowering the transaction size by 5.7% and also reducing the wallet sync time 40 to 50%. So there isn't any Monero light wallets. I don't think the technology is possible. So it takes quite a lot of time to basically sync up your Monero wallet. With this update, basically, you can do it twice as faster, basically. And also the transaction size is going to be going down. So I believe that this also means that transactions are going to be faster and they're also going to be lighter at the same time. And by light, I think they mean lower transaction fees. But Monero and Cardano are a bit more like extra add-ons into this list. I do kind of more emphasize on the ones that I mentioned in the beginning for higher gains for short term. And obviously things like Ethereum obviously can be holded for years and years and years. But I'm saying that, you know, you will have a good buy sell opportunity here if you get into right now, even though we have rallied a bit from 1500 into 1800. I still think we're going to be seeing 4K at least, even though the market circumstances are kind of bearish. Still going to be believing we're going to be going 4K, 6K, even for Ethereum, depending on how bullish this triple halving is going to be. But I'm going to be doing another video where we're going to be talking about up and coming blockchains, a bit more lower cap stuff. This is very oriented on high market cap projects, and I'm going to leave a couple of exchange links down below where you can buy these tokens in case you don't have any links or something and want to support my work. As always, leave comments down below. What coins are you going to be buying? What things I should be looking into? Yada, yada, yada. I will be seeing you in the next video. Cheers.